So let's create an abstract design using the letters of our name. So this is my design. What letters do you recognize? Notice that there's a large M here. There are a lot of repeated O's, R, and E. So this is my last name, Moore. But you're going to use your name, and I repeated my name 3 times. If you have a very long name, maybe repeat it twice. But if your name is shorter, like 5 or 6 letters or less, you should repeat it 3 times. Notice that the letters are at different angles too. So there's an M going this way. If I turn my paper, there's an M here. There's also an M up here. So your letters don't have to be going in one direction. It makes it an interesting composition if they go in different directions. And then the viewer of your work has to look a little bit harder to find where the letters are. So to get started, you'll need a piece of paper, a pencil, and after we'll be outlining with a thick Sharpie. First, let's start by writing our name on the back and our room number. Don't forget to write the letter of your group. So if you're in 501, you could be group A or B. So let's say I'm group A, that's what it would look like. Then turn it over, and this is the side where your artwork will be. You can use your paper either portrait style or landscape style. Remember that you can turn it around and do your letters in different angles. So it doesn't have to be just in one direction. I would start with the first letter of your name and make that the biggest letter. So go from one side to the other. So I'm writing an M, nice and tall. Then I can see some shapes that I can fill in with other letters. So I have a shape over here, one up here, one on this side, below the M, and I can turn it as I go. Then I'm doing the next letter in my name, which is O. Maybe I'll turn it this way and do another O here, O, R, and then you can mix uppercase and lowercase letters. If you like all uppercase, you can do that. If you like all lowercase, then you can also do that. Just try to fill in the spaces with different letters. Now I need to repeat my name. I think I'll put one here. A tall and skinny M. And now I've created some new sections for different letters. And I've repeated my name twice now. I can do it one more time. The last time you repeat your name, your letters might end up being smaller. And I have a lot of M's right here. I have 1 and 2. So I'm trying to think about a place over here that's not close to the M's that I already have. So try to scatter your letters around the page. And I also have 2 O's here, so maybe I want to add an O over here. I have my R's here, so I think I'm going to put an R over here. And then my last E. Once you've repeated your name multiple times and your paper is filled with letters, then you can get a thick Sharpie to do your outline. When you're using one of these Sharpies, it's called a chisel tip because it has a thick side and a thin side. So you could make thick lines by using the thicker side and then thinner lines if you use the point. So it just depends on what look you are going for. But when you're outlining your letters, try to keep in mind what side of the marker you're using. When you're outlining with a Sharpie, I realize that it's easier to outline little parts of each letter at a time. So I'm not going through and outlining this entire M at once because I think it's easier for me to make my lines straight and neat by working on small sections at a time. You don't necessarily have to do the whole letter at once, especially when you're working with the tall and large letters. And you can also turn your paper as you do this. So with this O, I'm only going to do half of it and then turn my paper because it's easier for me. But do whatever feels right for you. Once you've finished all of your outlining, then take an eraser and erase any extra pencil lines. This will make your artwork look neater. Remember, when you're erasing, you can put your hand down that you're not erasing with And you can erase inside of this L shape that's made with your thumb and your fingers. And then the paper won't crinkle or wrinkle as easily when you erase.